Mr. President, for months I've been coming down to the floor every week to recognize someone in my state who has made a difference to our communities in Alaska, someone who has devoted time and energy to making my state a better place to live. I call these individuals our Alaskan of the Week. Now, as I've said repeatedly, all of my colleagues and those watching on TV, that I'm a little biased here, but I believe my state is the most beautiful in the country. I'd argue in the world. I urge everybody in this room, everybody watching on TV, come to see for yourself. Take a trip to Alaska. It'll be the trip of a lifetime, guaranteed. But, Mr. President, it's the people that truly make my state unique. People who are helping each other, strong-willed, warm-hearted, tenacious people who have worked tirelessly for years for all of those who live in Alaska. So, Mr. President, this week I'd like to honor Dan Fauske, one of the strongest-willed, warmest-hearted people I've ever known. All he's done for us has made Alaska a better place for literally thousands and thousands of people throughout our state. Dan came to Alaska in 1974 after serving in the Army, as so many Alaskans do. And like so many Alaskans, he arrived with a glint of steel in his eye and a mission to help build our state. Alaska is full of natural wonders, but our man-made wonders are also marvels, and Dan wanted to be part of building more of those marvels for our state, for our country. He first arrived in the North Slope borough, the top of the world, to help the community build up their infrastructure and strengthen the Alaska Native villages in the area. It was a time of enormous change for all of Alaska, and particularly the North Slope. Oil from the North Slope's Prudhoe Bay, the largest oil field in North America, had recently begun to flow down the Trans-Alaska Pipeline system, 800 miles. The largest land claims act in U.S. history, the Alaska Native Claims Settlement Act, had recently passed, and the governments of villages in rural Alaska were being formed and reformed to take advantage of these opportunities. After Dan went back to school to receive a master's degree in business administration from Gonzaga, he made his way back to Alaska again to serve as the chief financial officer and chief administrative officer for Alaska's North Slope borough, where he launched an ambitious and ultimately successful capital plan to provide basic necessities that so many Americans take for granted, like running water and sewer. These kind of services to the villages throughout the North Slope borough, again, on the top of the world. According to Bill Tracy, Sr. from Point Lay, one of the villages there, who was a co-worker at the time, Dan's excellent work ethic and skills earned him the respect of the North Slope leaders. His accomplishments were remarkable, said Mr. Tracy. With his beautiful and spirited wife Elaine by his side, always by his side, Dan then moved his family to Anchorage to head up the Alaska Housing Finance Corporation. And for 18 years, he managed AHFC's nearly $5 billion in assets. It's not an overstatement, Mr. President, to say that he revolutionized that agency, doing remarkable things, including, and most importantly, helping thousands of Alaskans, thousands of our constituents, of our fellow Alaskans, pursue their dream of buying an affordable home. Nothing more important than that. The Alaska Legislature just passed a bill to name the Alaska Housing Finance Corporation the Daniel R. Fauske Building, and the dedication ceremony will take place in Anchorage on Saturday. Now, as his bio indicates, there's no doubt for decades Dan Fauske served Alaska with his hands, with his heart, with his head. But a bio on paper can only tell you so much about a person. To really appreciate him, you have to have been with him and watch the energy and can-do spirit radiate from Dan Fauske. You had to watch him talk to people with respect and humor and understanding and a very keen intelligence. He had a big laugh, a very big laugh, and he told great stories. He also had that rare ability to genuinely connect with everybody he met. Didn't matter who. He was able to speak the language of a businessman, a builder, a veteran, a public servant. He spoke the language of a father, a husband, a friend, a true Alaskan. And in doing so, he gained the respect of everybody. And I mean everybody in my state. Politicians, state workers, military members, people from all across Alaska, people from all across the political spectrum. If you wanted something done and you wanted it done right in Alaska, you asked Dan Fauske to help you do it. People trusted him. I trusted him. Most importantly, Mr. President, Dan was a great father to 3 great boys, DJ, Scott, and Brad, and 2 daughters, Marcy and Kathy. And he was a great husband to his incredible, vivacious, and very strong wife, Elaine. Mr. President, Dan Fauske passed away this afternoon with his family and friends by his side. Our prayers and the prayers of so many Alaskans go out to all of them during this very difficult time. And for anyone watching, I humbly ask that you say a prayer too. For all he's done for all of us, all his memory will continue to do for all of us. Dan Fauske is our Alaskan of the week. He was also my very good friend. And my wife, Julie, and I will miss him greatly. I yield the floor.